Hi, I'm Dave from Hector's Smokehouse, and I want to spend some time over the next few months showing you a little bit about the different types of barbecues that I cook on, going through some of the features, some of the pros and cons, and how you can actually use them. Also, over the next few months, I'm going to put together some videos that are going to show you how to prep meat, and also a few recipes and how to cook some of the basic dishes for barbecue. The first of my barbecues that I want to show you is the Komodo Kamado. I bought this 2.5 years ago, and it's probably the most used barbecue that I own. It's very, very versatile and very flexible. It can do low and slow at 225F, but can also grill steaks fantastically at over 900 degrees C. And it makes the best pizzas and calzones you'll ever come across. The thing is absolutely incredibly well made. It weighs over 250 kilos. All of the stainless steel, whether it's on the hinge assembly, the handle, or inside all the grills, are all made of 304 stainless steel. It's a very, very thick ceramic wall, a bit like a tandoor oven, and it keeps the heat incredibly well. I also use a Primo XL, which works really, really well, and I've also had a look and a play on the Kamado Joe. But they're okay at the price points and are brilliant at the price points that they are, but this is a lot more expensive, and you can really see it in the way it's manufactured. If I ended up just having to have one barbecue that could do everything, this would be the one. But unfortunately, it's expensive and you would need a bank loan to actually do it, but it is just such a fantastic, beautiful barbecue. I could highly recommend this to anybody. As you can see, the handle and clasp mechanism are all made out of 304 stainless steel. The lock mechanism has two parts to it. So you can open it and then it goes down, closes, but then you have to click it into place to lock it into position. Again, incredibly well made and very, very strong and sturdy. The thermometer is a Tel-Tru thermometer, one of the best you can buy, and is very, very accurate. Even though I've got the thermometer, I do often use iGrills and things like that to actually modify the temperature and understand the temperature a lot better, and it gives me a lot more control. But the Tel-Tru thermometer is very, very accurate and works extremely well. The hinge mechanism is 304 stainless steel and has the biggest spring that I've ever seen. This makes lifting the lid incredibly easy. The lid is incredibly heavy, but you can lift the lid with a single finger. In fact, it lifts up by itself, as you can see. So I'm not touching it now, and it's gone all the way up, and I can push it back down again with 2 fingers. It works that well and is incredibly balanced. So it makes it a joy, even though this is so heavy, it makes it a joy to lift the lid up and down. You've got none of those feelings that the lid's going to fall off. It's incredibly robust and strong, and you feel very, very confident with it. Here's a shot of the hinge and spring mechanism from behind. Just by looking at this, you can see how well it's actually made. Once the fire is lit, the air can be adjusted and the temperature can be adjusted from the bottom dampener and the top chimney. The top chimney moves up and down on a screw. So as you can see, it starts to turn and it creates more airflow for the air to get out and the hot gases. You open it wide to get really hot and fast temperatures, so if you're heading towards 700 to 900 degrees, you're really opening it a long way. If you want to be doing it 225, then really you're closing it right down. So you're basically going to take it all the way down till it stops and then turn it about 1/4 of a turn. And that's all it needs for about 225 degrees F. Perfect for low and slow. Here is a view from inside the hood. This shows the chimney, and as you can see from here, as I'm actually turning the lid, you can see the gap opens wider and wider to allow a greater amount of airflow. Here's the view inside the Kamado. Inside you can see a charcoal basket, and this charcoal basket, when it's full of, in this case is full of mallee root, and with this mallee root I can probably keep the barbecue cooking at 225 for around about 15 hours comfortably without having to change the fuel or add any more fuel. It's incredibly energy efficient and seems to work really, really well when trying to keep the temperature nice and low and slow. Inside the grill, you can also see 2 steps in the ceramics. This allows 2 different levels of grilling. Perfect for grilling or for doing low and slow, but also with one of the extendable grills, you can also go even lower to the charcoal itself. So you've actually got 3 to 4 different grilling levels depending on what you're trying to cook. I'll try and demonstrate each of them for you now. With the extender grill, you can place your grill very close to the coals. So in this first setting, you can actually place it directly onto the handles, which is only sort of 40-50 mil away from the actual coals. This can then be turned upside down, and that then lifts it to round about 15 centimetres above the actual coal surface. So just with this one extended grill, you've got 2 different setting levels. Next, you can set your mid-level grill, which fits directly onto the ridges in the Kamado. So that's another level where you can actually cook at. You can put your heat deflector on this level if you're doing low and slow, or you can grill at this level. Next, we have the top grill. This sets at the highest level. So if you've put the heat deflector on the middle level, this then would sit directly above there, and this is where you would be cooking your pulled pork or your briskets. Finally, I can add the extender grill. This sits on top of the top surface and gives you more surface area to be able to cook more items. In this case, you could actually then put on 2 Boston butts on the bottom and a Boston butt on the top, or 2 briskets. And obviously with the deflector plate at the middle level, it keeps the heat away and gives you a perfect indirect cook. Even though I enjoy cooking directly on the stainless steel grills, I still also enjoy using grill grates, and luckily I had a couple of grill grates spare which just managed to fit into the top part of this. I found this really good if I'm really worried about getting flare-ups, and this controls the flare-ups and stops the meat from carbonising too quickly. The deflector is a ceramic deflector which is about 25 mil thick, which sits perfectly at that middle level, and then if you're doing the low and slow, you just put the top grill on and then you're ready to cook straight away and do low and slow cooking. The temperature is controlled by the bottom dampener, and turning this wheel allows the amount of air and oxygen to actually get into the fire. If I'm cooking low and slow and cooking around about 225, then literally I'm talking about 2 or 3 mil gap to actually let the air in, and that's all. If I'm cooking hot and fast, then I will open it fully open, and that'll cook along at around about 600-700 degrees. If I want to get it really hot, and especially when I'm starting the fire and I want to get to the temperature quickly, I actually pull the dampener out and let the air in. Once I get up to 800-900 degrees F, I just push it back in and then leave it fully open, and that'll run comfortably around about 800 degrees F. Once the barbecue's finished and I want to close it down and starve it of oxygen, I just close the top lid and then slide this so it's all closed, and it cools down. However, it takes a long time. It can take as long as 12 hours to actually cool down if you've had it hot and fast, because it's so well insulated. Around the side there is a small hole with a plug in. This is used for cooking with things like barbecue Goros to control the actual temperature and the airflow. So all you do is pull this out, it fits in quite comfortably, you put the barbecue Goro in, and that controls the temperature. And once you've finished again with the barbecue Goro, you just push this in and it clips back into place. On the back of the KK is an ash door. This door can be pulled fully out, and you can see the ash in there. You can then use an ash tool to scrape all of the ash out, but my preference is always to use a shop vac. And more often than not, I actually go in from the top, use a shop vac and suck all of the ash out of the bottom of the KK. Very easy, very simple to clean. You can also buy many different accessories with a KK. Dennis makes fantastic antique furniture to go with it, and one of the main ones I got is the side tables. The side tables are just so solid, it's unbelievable. They hang on the side of the barbecue when not in use, which makes it very easy to put the cover on. But when you want to use them, again, very simple. Take them off the cover, spin them over, and place them on the side. Really strong, really rigid, and really well made. Out of all the accessories that I bought, I think they're one of the best ones. So there you have it, a quick tour around the Komodo Kamado. Hopefully over the coming weeks I'll do some cooking and some recipes on here and actually show you it in use. And maybe tonight when I get a chance I'll actually show you how I actually light the barbecue as well, using a map lighter. I hope you enjoyed this first review and hopefully there's going to be more in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.